From the south of France, we've headed to the hills this week, although the Red Bull Ring rather feels like a beachside resort on the surface of the sun. It is the Austrian Grand Prix, the 32nd World Championship Austrian Grand Prix, and the 13th time we've come racing here at Spielberg. We're in the Styrian Hills, and we have a race in prospect to savour this afternoon. Can Charles Leclerc take a victory, a maiden victory, from his second ever pole position this afternoon? It's lights out, away we go. Verstappen gets an awful start. He's already been bypassed by the two Mercedes, Norris and Raikkonen as well. Leclerc leads from Bottas, then comes Lando Norris ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Kimi Raikkonen then slots in behind them, and behind Raikkonen, Sebastian Vettel, and then comes Pierre Gasly and Antonio Giovinazzi. Great start for Charles Leclerc. Into turn 3 we go. Norris on the inside of Hamilton. Hamilton goes wide. Lando Norris might get a decent getaway, and wheel to wheel with the Mercedes there. The two British drivers really going for it. Hamilton eases ahead and Norris slots back behind him.
And we see, I think Gasly's ahead of Verstappen even in the Red Bull team. An awful start. It bogged down. I think he went into anti-stall. It was a very long red light today compared to last weekend. And it looks like it caught Max Verstappen out.
Kimi Raikkonen gets ahead of Lando Norris. What happened to Max Verstappen?
Not enough, clearly. It just didn't get away. I think he had to have a second go at getting the car underway, and then kept his head, thankfully, into the first corner, because that's when you start to, try to undo some of that damage immediately.
On board with Verstappen.
Anti-stall kicked in. It didn't go anywhere, did it? He didn't have enough revs on. So much grip. And a little lock up, but neat and tidy thereafter. And that's where Vettel got him, around the outside of T1. And that's the reaction from Adrian Newey and Christian Horner.
Max Verstappen has lost more positions on the first lap today than his previous 14 races combined, as here goes the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel squeezing past Lando Norris into turn 3, but Norris is going to come back at Sebastian Vettel now towards turn 4, and he's got DRS assistance as well. Is the McLaren going to go round the outside of the Ferrari into turn 4? Vettel brakes just that fraction later, and that saves the day, but he runs wide, and he's still a little bit under pressure in this battle for 5th place.
I need more power, mate. He's scripting a lot.
Old message, because I think he's got enough power, and he has. Into turn 3. That'll please the Dutch crowd here.
And because he was behind at the detection point still, he still maintains the rear wing open look on the Red Bull. Bit
of a double whammy there for Max Verstappen. Verstappen has Raikkonen in his sights towards turn 3, under braking. Who's prepared to break the latest? Max Verstappen is. Kimi Raikkonen didn't put up much of a fight for the second lap running. Verstappen makes a place at turn 3, and he's now got the DRS once again to pull clear of the Alfa Romeo.
Tell me when to stop pushing.
Target lap time 10.0. It's good like this.
Leclerc just saying to the team, come on, I want to go faster than this. I need to go faster than this, and I can go faster than this. The team having to kind of put the reins on a bit as Norris dives down the inside on Kimi Raikkonen, and Raikkonen gives him space, compromised a little bit in terms of his exit, now under pressure from Pierre Gasly, but did the safe thing there and avoided any contact between the two drivers. Lovely move by Lando Norris, did absolutely nothing wrong there. Kimi Raikkonen may be starting to struggle on his tyres, because Gasly has reeled in the Alfa Romeo on this lap, pulls out from behind the rear wing of Kimi Raikkonen. Brake dust coming off the front right tyre of that Red Bull as he slams on the brakes into turn 4. Neatly done there by Kimi Raikkonen to keep that Alfa ahead of the Red Bull. Gasly returns for another go at Kimi Raikkonen.
Gasly's got to go down the right-hand side. It's the only way here now. So he's and Raikkonen knows that very well indeed.
Well, he's going to have to go the long way round once again. Kimi's positioning that Alfa in exactly the right place there. That is a very neat move indeed by Ferrari, pitting Sebastian Vettel then.
They're not ready for him.
Well, it kept Bottas stationary for longer, but they weren't ready, Martin, with the tyres. And whatever ground they made up, they then lost by a very lengthy pit stop, 6.1 seconds Vettel was stationary for.
The tyres weren't unwrapped out of the blankets, they just weren't ready for him. Hope they're nailed on properly.
I was watching it, and as you said, Martin, the guys had come out to just move the airlines, it looked like initially, and then mechanics came running out already when Vettel was in the pit lane. No such dramas for Leclerc. They are ready and present for him, hard tyres going on, so Ferrari have shown their hand. But I think it's a massive misjudgment on the Vettel side because he's ended up behind Norris, Raikkonen and Gasly. So that gap wasn't there for him to pit at that stage.
Come on, push hard. Come on.
Tyres are good. Tyres are still good.
Copy. Okay, so we are going to go long.
Yeah, I wonder if he's got the message though, because we can see the pit strategy battle here with Hamilton still to pit. It was down at about 16%, it's now at 22% as into the pits comes Kimi Räikkönen, and that now frees up Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, but it really compromised Vettel because the pit entry is the same apex as the turn, the very fast turn 9, and Vettel had to get out of it and wait for Kimi to take the tighter line.
Is it front wing?
Hey, firm. Same as FP1, and we'll try and sort it at the stop.
I'm losing time.
Here are the Mercedes crew. That front wing is standing by. A new front wing is standing by. Karun Chandok, down to you.
Yeah, Crofty, this is going to be really tricky for Lewis, isn't it? Because the gap over Vettel, 24 seconds. If they've got to do the wing, there's a real chance he could end up behind Sebastian here.
That's a very good point.
And I tell you something, Vettel is net ahead of Verstappen now, if Verstappen pitted.
Box, 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 box.
What's your plan? Change wing?
Hey, firm, we're going to do that.
Pit at the
So they
end of this
are
lap.
going to change the front wing as well. So whatever's gone wrong on that front wing, Lewis Hamilton can't run it for any longer in this race. And the 3 laps that it's taken them to work out whether they need to change it or not has cost Hamilton dear. Off goes the old front wing. Sebastian Vettel now coming round turn 9. On goes the new front wing. At 80 kilometres an hour, Lewis Hamilton will now start to trundle down the pit lane as Sebastian Vettel blasting out of the final corner here at round about 130 miles an hour, makes his way along that main straight. There is Sebastian Vettel through the Lauda curve and a long way towards turn 2 and 3 before we see Lewis Hamilton coming out off the pit lane after his pit stop. And leading this race, Max Verstappen, who always felt he had a chance of leading this race, but he hasn't stopped yet, remember.
Verstappen is only 17 seconds ahead of Vettel. He'll lose a place now that he's pitting.
Okay, so you've got a decent tyre advantage on these guys. Like I say, a lot of people suffering with blisters. Let's watch the peak temps on this stint, then we can push later in the race.
So go for it, Max, young man, I think is the message coming from the Red Bull pit wall there. There goes Lando Norris. No drifting in a Formula 1 car out of turn 3. He's a lot closer to Daniel Ricciardo here. Ricciardo hasn't pitted yet. He might have to yield the place, and he does so. Lando Norris moves his McLaren back up into 7th place. And yes, it's the reaction from Will Joseph on the pit wall.
Fantastic job, mate. Lando, if you can, just hold Ricciardo in your DRS. Hold him to allow him to have DRS as long as he can't pass you.
In like forever?
They're wanting Ricciardo to be held in the DRS. Why would McLaren want that?
To hold Gasly up, yeah. So they don't want Gasly to get part. That's probably a play for, that might even be a play for his teammate Sainz as well.
Max Verstappen now with DRS on the main straight towards Sebastian Vettel. Pace advantage into turn 1. Verstappen is able to brake that much later than the Ferrari, and now he is very much in the slipstream. The man who started on the front row, he's getting a great slipstream up towards turn 3. He's not quite close enough to make a move into that corner, but with more DRS to come, because there are 3 zones here, not 2, is he going to make a go of it? Down into turn 4. He's going to have to go round the outside. Sebastian Vettel manages to cover him off. Verstappen looks to switch back early down the inside, and I tell you what, he's going wheel to wheel down the hill here until Vettel just about covers him off. Now it's the blast, isn't it, from the Lauda curve all the way up towards turn 3. Verstappen in hot pursuit, 200 miles an hour, and he's gaining on Sebastian Vettel under braking. Wants to put himself in a great position.
And he is super tidy through the apex of what's turn 3. Somehow he's got to get it down the inside, the right-hand side.
Well, here he goes down the outside once again, but he's going to try and switch as he did on that last lap. Vettel's got him covered on that particular occasion. I'm with you, Martin. He needs to go inside early to get that move done.
Yeah, Vettel's a bit too wise for that.
It's like Hamilton and Rosberg in 2016 all over again on those last few laps, but this time it's a Ferrari and it's a Red Bull providing the excitement. Verstappen is going to send the Red Bull ring absolutely crazy if he can make this move, and out of turn 3 now he's got a very good chance indeed. There's one car length in it as Verstappen goes round the outside again, and this time before the corner arrives, Max Verstappen is up into the podium positions, and they absolutely love that in the grandstands.
He got such fantastic drive off turn 3, and with the DRS could simply drive past the Ferrari, and now he can set about Bottas, who's 3 seconds up the road. It's helping Leclerc out at the front. These two squabbling now. Leclerc's making his way through that traffic I told you about.
Here he comes down towards turn 3. Is Verstappen going to go down the inside? Yes, he is, under braking. Max Verstappen manages to clear Valtteri Bottas. He started second in Verstappen. He was down towards position 9 by the end of the first lap, and he is back up to second once again on lap 56. Verstappen, there's no stopping him today.
15 laps to go. Can he catch the leader? He's going to be about 6 seconds behind, I'd imagine. Leclerc has cleared a lot of traffic though. Verstappen's got to do that, but Leclerc's woken them up.
Yes.
All right, this is game on.
Verstappen behind 1 second.
Leave me alone.
Charles Leclerc wants to do this his way, and he doesn't want to know what the time difference is, because it doesn't actually matter now. The gap is under 1 second. Charles Leclerc can see him in his wing mirrors. He knows that this has been coming for a while.
DRS open.
And DRS assistance down the main straights will push Max Verstappen ever closer towards that Ferrari by the time they turn right through the Lauda curve. There are 5 laps to go here at the Red Bull Ring, and it's the Red Bull of Max Verstappen that has got this place absolutely jumping, and he's gaining on the Ferrari, and Leclerc puts that Ferrari in plan A position to fend Verstappen off. But for how much longer is he going to be able to manage it? On board with Verstappen, running now down towards turn 4. Can he go inside or outside? He's going to have to go round the outside once again. Leclerc makes it very hard indeed. Verstappen, just for 1 fraction of a second, thought he might get him coming out of turn 4. He's going to have to sit and wait. Don't forget, Honda have won just 1 Grand Prix in the last 27 years. It was Jenson Button, the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2006. They're on the verge here of getting the lead in the Austrian Grand Prix as Verstappen goes down the inside once again. He's wheel to wheel with Charles Leclerc, and Verstappen comes out still alongside that Ferrari.
It's got
down
DRS.
towards turn 4. Verstappen's got DRS once again. He's so close. He's wheel to wheel once again, but it is a very tricky part of the track to overtake if you're not ahead going into the braking zone. And fair play, bravo Charles Leclerc, that was great defending. Charles Leclerc down the main straight leads the Austrian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen behind him, separated by a few car lengths. There are 3 laps to go. Leclerc knows what's coming towards turn 3. Is he going to go inside or outside? Which way is Verstappen going to go here? DRS wide open, gaining on the Ferrari. Switches early, Verstappen, late braking. Leclerc this time might just have to give way as he goes off the track. And when he comes back on, Max Verstappen has just sent Holland into raptures. He leads the Austrian Grand Prix. What a battle this has been, and on that occasion Leclerc powerless to defend his lead. This is how Verstappen did it. How clean was that, Paul? They bang wheels.
I think he positioned himself perfectly. He was entitled to the corner. He was alongside him with all 4 wheels.
He turned in on me.
Mate, there was nothing wrong with that, mate. Nothing wrong with it.
What the hell is that?
I hope they don't get a penalty for that. I really don't. It was cracking racing. Leclerc knew what was coming. In the end, you got the feeling he had to concede there. What are Hamilton and Vettel going to do in these last couple of laps? Because Sebastian Vettel might just get the chance as well to get past the Mercedes. As it is, Hamilton's teammate Valtteri Bottas looks comfortable in 3rd place, but Hamilton's 4th place has just disappeared as he locks up Sebastian Vettel goes past into turn 4, and Hamilton's run of podium finishes is going to come to an end here at the Red Bull Ring this afternoon. He's either won or finished second in every single race so far this season. Today, the championship leader is going to finish behind both Ferraris, one Red Bull, and his teammate as well, as the Red Bull that leads this race starts his final lap. Max Verstappen won here last year. He's looking good for a win here, 12 months on, Paul di Resta. What an afternoon it has been, as he's proving it's not where you start, it is where you finish, and anything can be recovered.
I can't imagine the celebrations here, Crofty. Honda's first win in however long, like you say, 27 years, on home soil. You've got all the big bosses here.
Oh, you couldn't have written a script like this if you'd have tried. You couldn't have imagined the way that he has won if you'd have tried.
What a different Grand Prix to last week. What a different Grand Prix.
It's brilliant. Never give up. Always have faith, everybody. They had faith. They came here in large numbers, ready for a celebration. And you know what? 12 months on from the 2018 victory, Max Verstappen is going to give his fans cause for celebration once again. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 victories in Formula One for Max Verstappen, and this, number 6, was very much the best. Verstappen wins the Austrian Grand Prix, but a round of applause amidst all the hugs and celebrations at Red Bull for Charles Leclerc as well, who just couldn't fend off Verstappen in the end and had to concede second place. Valtteri Bottas completes the podium positions ahead of Vettel and Hamilton.
Wow, mate. Oh, would have done that after that one. Great job, boys. We're definitely catching them. Good job. Great job all weekend.
Max, you drove a mighty race. You are the man. I mean, what a race. We're so proud of you.
Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen have put on a thrilling afternoon in the sunshine of Spielberg. Mercedes on the podium through Valtteri Bottas. Honda on the podium once again, and winners for the first time since 2006. Charles Leclerc, for the moment, still waiting for his first win. Max Verstappen, they came, they saw, and he conquered.
After that start, I thought the race was over, but we just kept pushing hard quite quickly, so the pace is actually not too bad, but I had quite a bad flat spot on my first tire. And then after the pit stop, we were flying. Yeah, you could see now on the straight we had good pace as well, so we could make the pass. And I'm, of course, extremely happy for the whole team, but also for Honda. You know, we just started working together this year, but to win here, it's incredible.